All right, coming back with another standard deck list from the set championship this past weekend. This Grixis Vampires deck had a pretty deep run in the tournament. It's playing one of my favorite cards from New Capetta, which is Evelyn. Just really fun flash card that generates card advantage and then pairs well with other vampires also. Corpse Appraiser is a card that had been on my radar to brew with, but we just hadn't gotten around to it yet, and I'm excited to see it in action here. The fact that this is kind of a piece of graveyard hate that also generates card advantage is kind of sweet. I think this card might be Explorer playable too at some point. It's something I want to try, so let's go ahead and pop on into some standard matches with this here today and see how it goes. We're going to do one standard set today. And then we're going to play some Explorer after. Not quite sure what we're doing in that format yet. We're finally through the end of the deck queue, so maybe we'll let chat vote on what archetype we want to update from the website for Explorer today. Could be fun. Morning Martian, morning Engineer. Lands. Nailed it. Oh, and I guess exile to one target creature at graveyard. Yeah, so I just get to do this and get rid of their thing, right? It might be right to Fable of the Mirror Breaker first. Everyone's going my bin, right? Hey, greedy to take this. I'm gonna take this. Because we bin the other one, and then I get 4 looks at the land next turn. Seems good. Nice. Okay. So, with the tapped land drawn, I think I'm gonna Fable this turn. Mutate turns has everything it needs in Explorer. That'll definitely be on the list for voting this afternoon. Mirror on the wall. Definitely discarding the Underdog. Do I want to discard the Adversary as well? Let's be greedy and discard the land. You see, chat, greed, for lack of a better term, is, well, it's good. Tumos. Now, is noteworthy that Evelyn, will trigger on other Evelyns coming into play. So those 2 cards we just exiled with Evelyn are not just gone, should we find another copy of Evelyn. We just chill, huh? Feels like they probably have a Meathook Massacre next turn, and if they don't, they're probably dead anyways. So if I Voltage Surge this in response, they only go to 4, and then I kill them next turn, right? Oh yeah, I guess Underdog did it regardless. This also works and is funnier. All right, so Grixis Mire. Definitely just want more cards that play to the board, I think. Virtual Realism. Thank you for the almost 2 years. Welcome back. And Hairball. Thanks for the 3 years. Over 3 years. Good morning, folks. Is Mind Flayer good? I guess Mind Flayer demands a removal spell, but like they have plenty of removal, right? MTG Wiki, thank you for the 25 months. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Do I want counters for their Meathook? I don't think so. I think I just want cards that play to the board. Good. All right, our first play is likely to just eat it, right? So I think we lead on Underdog. So I'd rather this get Voltage Surge than this. Yeah, I think this is a matchup that's largely about playing to the board. Holding up a Negate when you're behind on board is not wonderful. Huh. They're playing counter spells. This is interesting. This is like a main deck card, right? All right, Lucas, good morning. The last of Mike, thanks for the half a year. Welcome back. The Grasp, try and find a 5th land for Evelyn here. Sad. What's going on, Jojo? It's the 38 months. Good morning, good morning. Drawing another threat gives me small regrets holding on to this. Kinda wish I would have kept the Infernal Grasp instead. Double lightning dex, your Regisaur. Reasons why Unholy Heat not being in the format is a big deal for 100. Good God, man. Make it stop, chat. Enjoyed the Bolas deck you played yesterday, and I played the Mire 3 times. God bless. They discarded an Evelyn there. I assume that means they had another one and they were digging for a 5th land. Guys, thanks for sharing the Prime. Welcome back. Okay. Straight for us, obviously. Interesting mono black aggro in Explorer. I don't think so, at least not until we get Mutavault on the platform. Without Mutavault, that's an archetype that has a pretty big downgrade from its Pioneer counterpart. Them getting a removal spell for our Evelyn is a rough beat. So I assume they're gonna upkeep kill her. Although I suppose with us having Meathook out and them being at 7, they're going to 5 now. Not bad. They're going to 3, sorry, or 4, sorry. Wow, that's good. Holy crap. Why is this card an enchantment? Why does it sit and play? Good golly. So unbelievably rude. Alright, I guess you go to 3. Your move, Yugi boy. Alright, so they're dead. Hook, line, and sink 'em, chat. It's a Meathook Massacre world, and the rest of us are living in it. It's not my fault I'm this way, chat. I'm just a byproduct of the standard environment in which we're all living, okay? Don't blame me, blame Wizards of the Coast. So, this hand obviously needs a black land, but if it draws any third land, we get to Fable, and then Fable can kind of bridge us the gap into a black source, either by drawing us into one or by helping us hit treasure tokens. Perfect. Just like we drew it up, champ. Untapped black would have been ideal there, but beggars shan't be choosers, chat. The beatdown against main deck Negate Jessica here. Okay, the spot removal there would imply that they don't have a sweeper at least, so we got that going for us. Nada is definitely a scary one. Multiple main deck negates. Oof. Oof. Is it not good enough for Explorer? Yeah, probably. We played a Feather Hinata deck in Historic at one point. I kind of want to, that's on my list of things I want to port to Explorer as well. No artifact at the moment, it's sad. Oof. Oof. Hey, Odds, thank you. Appreciate the 2.5 years. Welcome back. I guess I want some Ray of Enfeeblements here. Because they kill Hinata. I think we have enough artifacts to justify leaving Voltage Surge in. Is this a negate? Definitely a stroke matchup. Is it a negate matchup? Probably. Yeah, I don't have that many ways to kill Goldspan Dragon if I don't have the Voltage Surges, right? Like, obviously the Surges need one of our 8 artifact producers, but if we have one of the artifacts, it's our best way to be able to interface with their dragon. A little awkward that Corpse Appraiser is a 3-drop that I don't really want to play on turn 3. It might honestly just be a 3-mana 3/3 in this matchup. I think I need to get attacking them. It's not the reason it's in the deck, but it's the purpose it's going to serve here. We have their first few creatures on lock here. Alright, Lightning Bolt has successfully resolved. Plays like this remind me of one of the first SCG tournaments I ever did well in forever ago. I was playing this Teamer Flash deck, and I was playing against an Esper control player. Yeah, and on turn 2, at the end of my opponent's turn, I flashed in a naked Snapcaster Mage, and my opponent audibly laughed when I said end step Snapcaster Mage. And then on like turn 8 or whatever, after the Snapcaster had dealt 12 points of damage to them, they finally pointed a removal spell at it, and it was like, not so funny now, huh? The old 2 mana 12 damage is a decent exchange rate, I hear. I don't know what Rebuke is. Can you explain? It was Tang, yeah, the Yeva Nature's Herald deck. Ain't much, but it's honest work, yep. I miss playing with Snapcaster Mage, but I also explicitly don't think I would enjoy Snapcaster Mage with all the Modern Horizons bullshit we have today. Very, very explicitly, I don't think that sounds like fun. Yeah, snap Unholy Heat and snap Archmage's Charm sounds decidedly miserable. This is gonna get negated, I assume, or saw it coming. Oh, wow, that's super brutal, because now they get to guaranteed untap with it. Man, that's gross. Ugh. So I'm not actually too sure how I feel about this current standard format, because like this Jeskai archetype won the set championships for a reason. Just like super linear, not interactive pile of rude. Alright, chat. Corpse Appraiser is dealt 15. It's going the distance. It's going full speed. It's all alone in this time of need. It's racing and pacing and plotting the calls. Yeah, I don't know exactly what they have going on over there, huh? I think it's time to blitz, baby. Yeah, I agree. There's a bunch of neat designs in this format, but I feel like it again just kind of comes back down to Magic where combat's not a key feature. Magic where blocking isn't good tends to not be great, and it definitely does not feel like there's much blocking in this format. That match didn't feel particularly close, chat. They just shoved us directly into a trash can, and I'm not certain how a mid-range deck is ever supposed to keep up with the Magma Opus Gold Span Dragon pile of cards. So much good card advantage. That was kind of how it went on camera too. Yeah, that sounds about right. From a theory how this plays out on average perspective, I think that was not far off the norm. If not, right on the money. Streamer once said, play more nerfed alchemy cards. Yep. This works out cleanly. Tempo. Killing your cards. Do. We got the tempo. We're killing your cards now. Tempo. Yeah, I'm just blocking. Like to tell you how much the bodies are worth. They're worth more bodies, chat. That's fine. We're probably not blitzing the underdog back in the aggro matchup anyways. Well, this can power itself up. That's heckin' rude. Well, shit. We just talked about this getting in my brain. This was a creature because it was a creature when we traded with it. And this wasn't a boomer card game. This would probably go to the graveyard as a creature. But unfortunately, this is a boomer card game. No, we should have Sorin and made a vampire there. Is what we should have done. It's the game because of it. No, it was definitely not correct. We had castable sword in hand. Very, very, very objectively incorrect to just play a 3/3 there. It was resource inefficient. In my brain, I was like, oh, this could draw us a 1-mana removal spell, and then we have a chance to be resource efficient here. But there wasn't a creature in the bin because our Dorko got exiled. We've had double-sided cards in Magic for a real long time right now. Don't have to worry about getting Ember Cleaved here. My Planeswalker too? That's rude.
Nothing on Innistrad is free.
So they can trade counters on their innate to kill Fable if they want, technically. They drew a 5th land. That's good for us. We don't get burned out next turn. We're in a very good spot.
Know that I will not abandon my quest. You fight for me now.
Okay, I think we're good to go. Get it, got it good. Small sequencing mistake on the 4th turn, but opponent drew enough lands here that looks like we're going to be able to pull through. Brutal Cathar. So let's go Ray of Enfeeblement, Voltage Surge. This will flip back, and then we'll be able to play with Fire It in response to it going to exile something. They get to get rid of my Saga here, but then I'll have really solid attacks next turn. Oh, it's their turn. Chat, in my brain, my brain still hasn't fully adapted to how these work versus the original set of werewolves. Well, for the Zoomers out there, werewolves used to flip over regardless of who cast 2 spells. Hamblin, your sub is middle age. Thanks for the tier 2 and thanks for the 35 months. Adolf. Yeah, middle-aged chat is, oh, wow. Wow, that was a little close for comfort, chat. Not going to lie. Dangerously close to disaster. Well, yeah, chat, middle age is somewhere between 35 and 40, depending on how long you think you're gonna live. An average life expectancy went down with COVID, so... You're taking my Evelyn, but I didn't even get you anything for Christmas, opponent. Especially with, like, the Bloodtithe Harvester on board. Oh, they didn't cast any spells. Gosh, my brain is bad this morning.
No secret is safe for me. There's no secret I can't uncover.
Oh, perfect. Just like we drew it up. Easy game. I feel young, except for squinting to read, my joints hurting and getting winded easier. Well, I want that to get exiled, because when it comes back into play, I get an extra blood trigger, right? For the gift, friendo. I didn't even get them anything for Christmas, chat. Alright, I haven't done the math, but it's not my job to. Illegal attacks? I got your illegal attacks right here, Magic Arena. Man, that's a lot of efficient, cheap removal. Definitely a Meathook matchup. For folks that are interested in Vadrak turns, that'll be one of the decks we'll be able to vote on for Explorer here in a little bit. We're gonna play Standard for another hour, hour and a half or so. And we'll put up some deck voting for what deck we want to update for Explorer. Yeah, asking questions like, Jeff, is this a specific deck list from the set championship, would require I had paid attention to the set championship. So I don't have an answer for you. I'm sure if it is whatever deck list you are asking about, it's very possible for you to do the legwork yourself, but I have copy and pasted a deck off the internet. No, Zombies was never good. I have admitted to net decking. I will accept my punishment. Please be gentle. You see, you know what the problem with our opponent's deck is, chat? I have this 3/3. Her ripping us apart! Opponent heard me talking crap with my 3/3 and decided to let us know they were ripping us apart. Alright, new command. The deck. Is this specific deck from specific person or tournament? I don't know. Look it up yourself. I feel like we should get a lot of mileage out of that one. Based on commentary from we've had the last couple of days, I feel like that one's gonna get some mileage for us. IDK, Google it. like to just get vampires going. The old illusion of revenge.
Right, you. Deal with this annoyance.
Who owns the NFT for the deck? Asking the real questions.
Fight. I'll fix that.
Are we done here, opponent? Are we finished with your lesson on why attacking and blocking is bad in standard?
This is a juicy side.
You let me know when we've figured it out. We're so happy together. Wait a minute. Yes, you may exile my Kiki. Decline? No, hands actually just perfect.
I know something you don't know.
Without me, we're all doomed. You fight for me now.
I think your solution to beating the Hinata deck Brave Lion is to play a different deck. A fair mid-range deck like this that is looking to 1-for-1 is essentially never going to have a good time into a deck looking to Magma Opus you. Your best bet is probably making your deck more aggressive, but even then, you're kind of changing the deck at this core. You could rather just play, a more linear Vampires deck than a mid-rangey one like this. Just a base game theory level, a deck like this is almost always going to be awful into a bigger control deck that's playing Magma Opus. Yeah, I'll keep this. Needs black mana, obviously, but if we didn't need third land, these are castable. There was a good Vampires deck in Standard. When Field of the Dead was legal, there was a competitive Vampires deck. Esper, eh? Also, the comment on... your comment about, did this deck come from a certain place, so then you're going to make suggestions? If the suggestion is good, you can make it independently of whether or not the deck list came from a certain place. Those two things shouldn't be related to each other, really. Found the untapped black source I wanted for Christmas. I mean, the opponent is going to reassemble here just fine. They're about to get 3 2/2s. Which will be 3 3s and then 4 4s. This also seems like a matchup that, from a theory perspective, seems not great. Wedding announcement in particular seems real mediocre for us.
Get in, get out. Easy. There's no secret I can't uncover.
You're not supposed to play the other Fable. They're off the treasure tokens, probably. Okay, well, they don't have more creatures, but they are drawing 2 cards. Rage Quit. Thanks for not Rage Quit in Hoaglandia. Appreciate the 31 months. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Yeah, I definitely should have played this last turn. Treasure tokens aren't going to end up being particularly useful. Oh, I guess I could have chumped one of these and then grasped the other, but I think I'd rather have the pressure, right? You have plenty of mana. We're kind of racing here. Yeah, we might be able to get them low enough that Meathook finishes this out. Because they were so aggressive. Ah! A removal spell I can't counter here is kind of busting. I think other than having 3 wedding announcements, the opponent's draw has just been kind of average. Obviously having 3 wedding announcements has been nice for them, but other than that, I think they're pretty close to average. I guess 3 verses and some removal spells, but like, they play more removal spells than just Vanishing Verse too, right? We surged a token while they were tapped out. Maybe I don't really expect main deck counter spells, but maybe I should. Says he gets double spell pierced. Oh, sure. Weird. Ooh, Emperor. Emperor is a better one to play around. Yeah. Playing around Emperor there would have been good. That was a great show. Shame all my treasure tokens are gone.
Thanks. I'll be taking that now.
Oh, right, they discard any spell here and they get to kill my Kaito. They do not discard a spell.
Ugh, I feel bad for your mentor if that's your attack.
Three weddings is enough. If you haven't found your true love the first 3 times, maybe it's time to tap out and call it quits.
Now this is a juicy secret. Oh, there will be a next time.
So you're saying there's a chance. The real shame we didn't hit another vampire with Evelyn. Wait, are they dead? They're dead, right? Because I fire up this and put a counter on it, and then they can either only block these. Yeah. Bring me pictures of Hive of the Eye Tyrant. It's a menace. Creature lands. I really love my creature lands. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Behold our creature lands. Its eye is beautiful. Okay, so this is definitely the Annul matchup. Maybe try my Kaito. They're pretty good at pressuring my planeswalkers. Omega King, thank you for the 26 months. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Correct, Jim and Bean. supposed to play a 2-drop and just hold up Annul there. Can definitely see that being the case. We still get value off Annul at some point. I was gonna pass and play Evelyn this turn. When I keep putting more pressure into play. Obviously, there's no more creatures in bins there, but I think I want to just make sure I play a card with Evelyn here. And Aspirant's already missed its window to put a counter on something. I think you definitely sideboard in Annul against decks that have Meathook Massacre and Fable. In fact, if you're not siding them in these matchups, I would say you probably shouldn't have the card in your sideboard. Ray's a great draw. Ray's a fine draw. Means I get to swing all of these in here and kill this, I guess, but we're still in a kind of medium spot.
Years of training for this?
Annul would have been great here if I had sequenced my spells better. Like, if these Annuls had stopped either of these wedding announcements, we'd be in an incredible spot. But they didn't because my sequencing was bad. So saying, hey, maybe we shouldn't have this card in our deck because we sequenced poorly is, like, not a good position to take, generally speaking. I think it's more important that I kill the Planeswalker than the 2-drop, but maybe I'm wrong.
The system can't fix everything.
2-drop is doing lots of damages.
You don't know.
They kill their flyer, huh? We'll sequence better, and the Annuls will have text in the next match, next game. pretty whelmed by it so far, Space Marchand. Doesn't feel like we're doing anything inherently very powerful. Just seems like it's kind of a worse version of this Esper deck. Some similar tools and themes, but with kind of weaker cards on average. Duress is pretty punishing for holding up Annul. Yeah, it feels peak, Grixis. You go land winning announcement here? No. Huh. They have a counterspell they want to hold up for Sorin? They do. Still have winning announcement this turn then? Sense.
Get in, get out. Eat. Our eyes are everywhere.
You'll be safe. You're done.
Now, what do we have here?
I guess we're doing this as a blocker.
How we greet our enemies.
Okay.
There are many secrets I don't know. Not for long. Thanks. I'll be taking that now.
The Vanishing Verse is a good pull if we get to untap with Evelyn. They don't have that much spot removal that takes care of her, so looks like we got a shot here. Going for my Planeswalker or my face? Yeah, I'd much rather keep Evelyn than my Planeswalker, especially with the Corpse Appraiser in hand.
Fun just started. Now this is a juicy secret.
Okay, the land isn't all bad. It means I get to clean their board out here. We have both Planeswalkers and we get the Blitzdorko. And any vampires, a super live draw.
Finally, I'm home. You are not much of a roadblock.
We're gonna hold on to the land in hand if I don't need it right away, because we do play Fable the Mirror Breaker that can rummage these into real cards potentially.
I'm never done for good.
There's a lot less Vanishing Verse now, it seems. We're literally playing against one of the best decks in the format that's likely playing 4 copies of Vanishing Verse.
Envy the strong. Do what I demand.
I think I messed up the second game in this set. Not really a whole lot we can do in this third game. Just got pretty outmatched. And there's no guarantee we win the second one. Better sequencing, we would have been in a better spot too, for sure. All right, let's put a poll up. All right, so Vadrak turns. Mardu Pyromancer. What's a third? Looking through my list of things. Oh, Teamer Flash. Let's do those. You have 10 minutes to vote, Chip. We're gonna play 1 or 2 more matches with this deck, depending on how it feels. But the poll is up to decide what we'll be doing in Explorer today. Morning, Jack. Thanks for the 26 months. Welcome back. Yeah, that's fine. Chat, if you vote against turds, you're dead to me. Teamer Flash will be a Gearhulk Opus deck. Oh, this is the red-white Reanimator deck. This is probably bad for us, huh? Our removal does not line up well into what they're doing.
You started this fight, but I'm going to end it.
Teamer Flash taking a strong early lead in our deck voting here. Up by almost 100 votes.
See you later.
Hey, do they have the white Invoke here? If they do, we're probably dead. Flash is like Grixis, people read the word and their brain shuts up. Uh-oh, Vodrak Turns is not going down without a fight. It looks like Mardu Witch is our libertarian candidate this election. So make sure if you want your vote to count, you cast a ballot for Vodrak or Teamer if you haven't already. I've played Vodrak Turns like 3 times now. We haven't played Vodrak Turns at all in Explorer. We died while attempting to play Vodrak Turns in Standard. Or in a Historic. Alright, they're dead. I'm here to throw my vote away. So, someone's pouring votes into Mardu Witch, chat. I don't know if that's a very smart idea. Mardu Witch is down by 700 points at the moment. Who am I to tell you how to spend your money in shillings, but that's probably not a good play. Alright, so it seems like not a Meathook Massacre deck. Stroke and Negate and Spell Pierce for their Invoke sounds good. Duress to take their Invoke sounds good. Soul Transfer kills their large thing. Same with Infernal Grasp. I probably want to keep some Voltage Surges in because I do need to kill their Fable. There are Planeswalkers that get attacked down. Oh, Go Blank is a piece of graveyard hate, technically, right? Stealing their big Vodrak also sounds fun. A Spell Pierce chant can't lose. The billionaires are buying the election for Teamer Flash. Something like that. Discarding at least Pathway. That's it. It's just Pathway. It's been a while since we've had 500% voter turnout. It's good to see Hoaglandia still enjoys the democratic process. Speaking of the democratic process, if you live in the United States, many and most states are starting their early voting for primaries for 2022. So make sure you get some information about that and participate if there are multiple candidates up for positions that you care about. Jebediah, thanks for the 23 months. Welcome back. I would like to flay your mind. It is a very tight vote. It looks like Temur Flash and Vodruk turns are going to be coming down to the wire here. Oof. A Spell Pierce is drawing dead here at this point, so just go ahead and get this out of the way. Things are not looking good for our hero here, chat. Losing deck gets ostracized for all time. It probably just gets played at a later date. To be determined. The count's about to stop, chat. Vodruk Turns is up by a very narrow margin. Over 3,000 votes have been cast. A truly democratic and fair process with a margin of 13 votes. Vodruk Turns is the winner. Thanks for the biddies thump. And Titan Killer with the almost 200,000 channel points contributed. You gotta get the votes in ahead of time, chat. We're gonna take some turns here at Explorer today. Now remember, chat, we need to make sure we are good winners and good losers, which means if the deck you voted for didn't win, no coups, okay? Only bad losers have a coup after they lose a vote. Mardu Witch really won. All the other votes were invalid. It's really good, Lumbering Pulse. Agree. I love it. Supposed to let that happen because it would mean if they discard a creature, I could Corpse Appraiser it. I think that spell Duress was wrong, actually.
to your battle. Then I have got new moves to teach you.
Gonna dash the underdog? Kill the Emperor?
I guess that's it then.
I think Neo Kamigawa is the best set we've had post Fire Design. From a pure design perspective, it's truly phenomenal. Yeah, getting to hold up Stroke here is huge. This gives up bluffing Disdainful Stroke, but if I draw a Duress, I want to be able to cast it. Well, I guess it technically doesn't give up bluffing Disdainful Stroke, because I have this.
I'm not overconfident. You're just underway. My judgment is final.
Off here. Yeah, underdog is super strong for sure. We're at a tie vote. We have not.
I guess that's that.
We have 2 Sanctuary Wardens in there, so attacking with Hive doesn't really accomplish a ton here. Speaking of Wardens... Making the Reflection of the Kiki not be a 5/5 seems loose, because my Harvesters currently give --/. Okay. And start here. That's a great draw. And then next turn I get to portable hole their portable hole, get my vampire back, trigger Evelyn again. really matter, I don't think. Alright, now let's start here and see what we hit with Evelyn. Because if we hit something like that, we want to do that instead of the other one. And I know I could do this at instant speed, but I want to do it now because I don't want to attack with Evelyn because they could have an Emperor. I would rather not negate an Emperor, I don't think, if I don't have to.
How we greet our enemies.
A voltage surge and a circle of confinement. Might have had lethal there with the hives. I actually didn't count it. Hey, Grixis, you've earned yourself one more. We're gonna do one more battle with this Grixis deck, and then we'll put together Vodrak turns for Explorer and play some matches with it. Thanks everybody for hanging out this morning, by the way. We've got a couple new follows since we've been playing Magic. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, my name's Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. We play Magic the Gathering, Pokemon Unite, and a handful of other games here and there. Usually for Magic, we play 2 or 3 decks each morning. We play Standard, Alchemy, Historic, and Explorer. Although Standard and Explorer are the ones we're focusing on more lately. If you enjoy the content and you want more of it, be sure to check out my YouTube channel as well. There are playlists up there on the front page that are organized for each different format that I play, so it's very easy to find just the content that you care about if you focus on just specific arena formats. Usually I'm here Monday through Friday during the week, though. Is this Grixis deck viable? It seems fine. I don't know, I'm not convinced this deck isn't just bad Esper. Definitely got some similar things to the Esper deck going on. Yeah, it's the strong performance of this archetype at the Pro Tour tells 2 stories. The first is that a pro testing team full of really good players are the ones that brought the deck to that tournament. And the second is that it wasn't a known archetype going into it, right? So players lost percentage points against it because they weren't familiar with what was going on. Yeah, if you're a Grixis aficionado in general, we've been playing Grixis Bolas control in Explorer, and that's been very reasonable.
I know something you don't know.
I have a standing desk. I do, yeah. I'm currently standing up. We just Kaito. Yeah, their deck draws a lot of cards, yeah.
Hope you're ready for some more. Thanks. I'll be taking that now.
I usually try and split the time when I'm streaming Magic about 50-50 standing and sitting. I find it a little bit harder to play things like action games like Unite when I'm standing, though. So usually I'll sit for those whole sessions.
You don't know.
You know when Capenna Alchemy is releasing? Soon, TM. I believe we're supposed to be getting an update on that tomorrow. Usually we get updates on Wednesdays.
Thanks. I'll be taking that now.
Well, in 2 weeks since Capenna release. Yeah, but usually the Alchemy follow-ups, that's like a month or so out. I think this game really kind of highlights the strength of the Esper deck versus what we're doing, is that this Esper deck is way more aggressively slanted when it needs to be than our deck is. Between Aspirant and Rafine, they just like beat down much better than we do. Yeah, Rafine is just super strong. Yep. And this is the other thing about a card like Rafine. This is a legendary card that you very happily get to play 4 of if you want, because it loots away extra copies of itself if it lives.
Now, what do we have here?
Yeah, and like their Kaito here is at 7 now. Yeah, I don't know, feeling pretty dead. They have a Wandering Emperor here too, because they discarded a Wandering Emperor earlier. So kinda expect them to have another. Okay, there's a Spell Pierce. That answers the Emperor at least. Like, we even like sniffed out their play. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, this Esper deck's a super established deck in the format, Nukem. It's kind of the go-to default black mid-range deck.
Now this is a juicy secret.
Legion Angel is also a card that buries us deep underground. Bring in our removal spells for cards that play to the board. Hope for the best. This isn't an Annul matchup. I brought in Annuls earlier. They have Wedding Announcement and Meathook. Bloodtithe Harvester is a pretty good card. There's a decent reason to be in red.
The system can't fix everything. Thanks. I'll be taking that now.
Straw.
Now this is a juicy secret.
Let this just happen.
Would have had me if I wasn't so fast. Hope you're ready for some mind.
I think I want to be able to just draw a card with this next turn. The Sorin definitely feels like it's overperformed in all the games we've had it. Just making an effort to give decks a fair shake isn't tough. We played Standard for 2 hours yesterday. We're going to do it for about 2 hours today. Then we'll do Explorer for a couple hours. I believe Kaito is a new Planeswalker.
Thanks. I'll be taking that now.
Just Okay is an apt summary of this type.
Blood for knowledge. A fair trade.
Oops. You caught me. I know something you don't know.
Blood token this one away, I think.
Let this be over.
You reek with terror. Exquisite.
This has been the really hard part of these matchups, it feels like. The Esper archetype just has so many more Planeswalkers and other pieces of card advantage than we do. Yeah, the 4-mana Sorin's definitely Explorer playable.
And I, the generous one. Merely delayed, not defeated.
Using the removal spell to push 3 damage there is probably wrong. Probably better off playing the Harvester out.
My head wasn't in it.
If I'd have played Bloodtithe Harvester last turn, I could have used it to kill this turn.
You'll never see me coming. Now, what do we have here?
They definitely have Emperor. Yeah, most assuredly.
Of battle, then guide it like water. We've got the edge in this fight.
Man, it felt like we were ahead for so much of this game, and then it just, like, very slowly slipped through the cracks, right? Yeah, alright. That's a good one to end on. This deck definitely feels like it has a mediocre Esper matchup. They're just like, the Esper deck just fights on the same mid-range axis we are, and it just generates more value while doing so. And I'd wager the Esper deck is better at applying pressure to combo decks like the Jeskai Hinata deck. So, I don't think this is be a deck that I would play again or one that I'd recommend, which makes me a little sad because I really like Evelyn as a card, but this is what it is.